Listen to this podcast now
on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Leadership Thread with Dr. Peggy Polonis.
I'm Dr. Peggy Polonis. Join me on each episode where I unravel the story that shaped leaders, tracing the thread that led them where they are today. Because leadership isn't born in adulthood. And thank you once again for joining us on the Leadership Thread, education, ethics, and sustainability.
Download all of Red Apple Media's podcasts right now through your favorite podcast platform.
Excuse me! Taxi!
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
I understand Alan Dershowitz is on the phone?
Absolutely. Professor Alan Dershowitz. The Democrats keep saying, wait a minute, they want a war powers resolution. What's the authority President Trump has?
Clearly, the president has the clear authority to do everything he's done. The framers of the Constitution originally prohibited a president from making war without a congressional resolution. And Madison said, no, that's too restrictive. The only thing that Congress can do is declare war. The president can make war, and the president has done that. Now, what the Democrats are saying is the Constitution permits Democrats to go to war without congressional resolutions, but not Republicans. That's basically what they're saying. They didn't object when Truman went to war in Korea. They didn't object when Obama went to war. They didn't object when Kennedy went to war, when Johnson went to war. They only object when Republicans go to war. They didn't object, ever. It's all politics. It has nothing to do with the law or the Constitution. The Constitution is clear. The president has the authority to do what he did to protect Americans. The latest information from Marco Rubio is that Israel said it was going to go in and destroy their rockets, whether the United States did it or not. And the United States made a calculation, and a correct calculation, that if Israel did that, the Iranians would respond against the United States. So for the United States, it was a preemptive war. It was a preventive war. It was an attempt to prevent greater damage being done to American soldiers. It was the right decision, but clearly, as a constitutional lawyer, I'm telling you, it is clearly within the authority of Article 2 of the Constitution, the president's power as commander-in-chief to do exactly what he did. And anybody who says the opposite, ask them where were they when the 10 wars that were conducted by Democrats were conducted without any congressional authority whatsoever.
No, great points. Judge Weinberg.
That's very well said, Alan. Also, the very act that they're relying on, the so-called war powers resolution itself, is a real question whether that's constitutional. And even if it were to pass constitutional muster, so far, the Trump administration has complied. The Gang of Eight was advised, 7 out of the 8 were dealt with, and you have the 60-day clock. Am I right about that?
Yes, and just today, the full Gang of Eight, was again advised by the Secretary of State, and there'll be even more briefings subsequently. My belief is that the statute is unconstitutional, that you can't constrain the president from acting as commander-in-chief by statute. That's in the Constitution. But even if it is constitutional, and the courts are not going to get into this issue, they're going to leave it to politics. But even if it were constitutional, the president has complied with it. Now, the Secretary of State has made it clear that this was necessary as a preventive and preemptive measure because Israel, which had a perfect right to do this, was going to go in and destroy the rockets because the rockets, as you can see, as we speak now, the rockets are raining down on Tel Aviv. Israel has a perfect right to go in and destroy the rockets and the rocket launchers. And if they were going to do it, we know from intelligence that the Iranians would have attacked the United States and that the United States has a perfect right to preemptively and preventively go in to minimize the effects of that effect. Now, it's tragic that 6 Americans have been lost. It's horrible, and we all have tremendous compassion for these brave heroes. But if the United States hadn't acted preemptively, it wouldn't be 6, it would be 60 or 600.
Right.
And that's what the United States has the right to do. Exactly. That's what the president, as commander-in-chief, has an obligation to do.
Yep.
if the United States hadn't done it, I guarantee you the same Democrats would be coming in and saying, "Oh my God, why didn't you attack when you had an opportunity to do it? Why did you allow so many Americans to die in the process?"
No, you're right. You're right, Professor.
It's just a question of politics.
Yeah.
There's no principle or morality involved.
No, you're right. You're right. It's all politics. Professor, thank you, because we can't think of a better person than you to talk about this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
At Manhattan University, a graduate degree is not out of reach. You'll gain real-world skills, credentials employers value, and connections to New York City's top companies. Choose from their new Master of Science degrees in healthcare informatics, digital marketing and analytics, business analytics, or financial analytics, all built around hands-on learning and industry partnerships. Graduate ready to lead, not just work. Take the next step at manhattan.edu/graduate. Manhattan University. Lead the future.